can you describe what it was like for you starting out? When I was just starting out, I was suffering terrible, absolutely dreadful anxiety. Literally had to sit on the floor with anxiety because I couldn't breathe at times. Depression. Relationships that were just full of drama, like proper drama, and narcissism and addiction. I was in a right state. Yeah, no one would have known it though. No one would have known it. That was my private little hell. The guys that I was in a relationship knew it, but they didn't even really know it to the extent I was in it, because their stuff was so big that the attention was very much on them. And I was just treading water all the time, just treading water, and battling anxiety that's really hard to put into words. And I didn't know any different. And I just kind of thought that's how life was for me, until I discovered that that's not how life has to be. And I haven't felt anxiety for, I don't even know. Like, I just don't live with anxiety anymore, which is amazing, because it was just such a normal state for me. Yeah, so what was it like for me starting out? It was hard. It was scary. It was terrifying because I had a baby. And I was, I'd never been a mum before, and I didn't have any family in this country. I felt very alone. And when I started my journey, I left my son's father with nothing. So I used my inheritance money from when my mum died to buy us a house. A deposit for a house. And he refused to move out of it. And I mean, we have a really good relationship now, and he's evolved since, and we've both evolved. We both, had to grow, but at the time, he wouldn't move out, and I found myself with a child, a baby. I had to start from scratch. I had to start with nothing. I mean, I didn't even have cutlery. I had some of our clothes in bin bags, and that was it. And somehow I made it work. And I went and did the Hoffman Process, which was at the time a good, I think, $3,000 investment, which I didn't have. And at the time, it's not that long ago, but it feels like an ancient time ago, because they said to me I could pay in installments using cheques. So I had a checkbook then. Who has checkbooks now? I don't know. But and I had to pre-date checks for every month, for whatever the period of time was, this amount. And I had to write the amount per check of the installment and send them in an envelope, these 10 or whatever checks. And I didn't know how I was going to pay them. I didn't know if they were going to bounce or not. I mean, talk about a freaking leap of faith, but my life depended on change at that point. I needed help. I was willing to do whatever it took. I knew that I had childhood conditioning that I needed to overcome, but I didn't even really understand what that meant or what it was for me. I just knew it was there. I needed help, and I went for it, like, big time. I was on the floor, and I was petrified. And like I was saying to Kellyanne, I did it for my son to start with. So that's what it was like for me starting out. Don't regret any of it. I look back at that with such pride, and I'm so glad I went through it. It was an incredible, brings tears to my eyes. It was an incredible time. It was absolutely incredible. It was the making of me. Best thing I ever did.